America is one of the few countries expected to have a growing population. Even
that is complete utter BS nonsense, because understand this. The United States of America is not immune to, the demographic crisis or even the population crisis. Because you need to understand is that most young American people like me, we can't afford to raise our kids in this type of economy right now. Not only is it becoming too expensive to raise a kid, but it's becoming too expensive for our basic needs, just to survive. Because understand this, that young American people like me couldn't afford, to buy a house, or even to have a family, or even afford a retirement, due to, the jobs that is paying dog shit wages. And you may be thinking that solution to, let's say, immigrations. Well, I'm sorry to say, but immigrants are not a perfect solution to addressing, declining birth rates. Because even if immigrants bring their kids, or even have their kids in the U.S., but once you get into like the second and third generations of their, descendants of their immigrants' parents, their birth rates is going to decline at the same level as, the U.S. population birth rates. Because they know they couldn't afford to raise a kid, or even afford to live in this type of economy right now. Because it's getting too expensive to do that stuff. And also, the second reason is you got Trumps are cracking down those immigrants, and those immigrant communities are just fearing for their lives, because either they're going to get rounded up by ICE agents, or they'll be forced to self-deport, since they don't want to lose everything they had in the U.S. And understand is that the United States are going to experience every country around the world with, the demographic crisis, because the United States is facing aging population, where you got many baby boomers are retiring from the workforce, like you have more senior population than the working adults. And now that's going to put more tax burden on those working adults to fund the Social Security, which are expected to run out by somewhere in 2030s. And also, there's various factors that can go on what causes, the birth rates and what's leading to this decline in birth rates in the U.S. and the demographic crisis in the U.S., but I don't want to make this video go longer. So that deserves, let's say, YouTube videos about this topic in the near future. So to put it in the context that you believe that the United States is immune or safe from demographic crisis, no, you're not. Because every country around the world are going to experience this. Because we see China, South Korea, and Japan are experiencing. And now you got more countries are joining the list. You got Russia, you got Germany, you got Italy are facing population decline. And now more countries are joining. Now you got Chile. Their birth rate is plummeting below, at the lowest level. At, it's becoming the most low birth rate country in Latin America. And this is only going to get worse in the near future, as more countries are going to face a population decline. So stop saying that you're immune to, population crisis, or you're safe from the demographic crisis. No, you're not. Every country around the world is going to face it. And the United States, sooner or later, they will face a population decline in the coming decades from now, by the end of the century.